Thank you, Mr. Haji. I'm going to start the questioning, 5-minute rounds for each of the members of the committee present today. And let me say at the outset that the 3 judicial nominees have been judged well qualified, and that is a matter of record. And they certainly enjoy bipartisan support coming before us. And I wanted to just ask a question or two. Mr. Edwards, you've been a litigator since 2006, working in private practice and at the U.S. Attorney's Office in Shreveport. Before that, you clerked for 2 judges on the 1st Judicial District of Louisiana. So you've been acquainted with a number of federal judges. Tell me about the good ones and tell me about the bad ones.
Thank you,
Chair. You don't need to name names.
Oh. Thank you, Chair Durbin, for the question.
Be very careful here.
I've been very fortunate to work with many, many great judges. Judge Jeanette Garrett and now Justice Scott Creighton were the judges who brought me to Shreveport in a way, because they offered me a clerkship while I was in law school from when I graduated. And they taught me the importance of being engaged in the profession. And I think that judges should be engaged in the profession to advance civility and professionalism and the rule of law in the community by making sure that people in the community understand how the system works. And so I learned that principally from them. And I can tell you that every judge in Shreveport is a great judge.
Pretty safe comment. Mr. Long, it's a lifetime appointment. Tell me your opinion of the qualities of a good judge.
Chairman Durbin, I think the qualities of a good judge are first and foremost faithfully following the law, being prepared, having command of the law every time you walk into court, being a good listener, being open-minded in hearing the testimony, seeing the evidence, and hearing the arguments from the parties, being respectful of the litigants themselves, and creating an atmosphere where decorum is paramount in the court, and being humble. Learned Hand said, "Know that ye may be mistaken." Realize when you need to give a matter an examination and a re-examination before rushing to a conclusion, because that's what the litigants expect and that's what the public expects from the judges.
Thank goodness on this side of the panel, humility is really the trademark of a senator. Right? Right. Judge Maddox, what's your experience and what would you say are the qualities that you look for in a judge that you practiced before or serve with?
Thank you, Chair. My very first lesson in judging was the importance of preparation. Preparation, and more preparation. And at the time of the hearing, keen listening. I agree with my colleague, Mr. Long, on that. Preparation is highly important because every hearing presents an opportunity for a judge to convince not just the litigants who appear before them, but also the general public that every litigant who does make an appearance will have their arguments and their positions considered very carefully by the judge, and it's only through preparation can a judge convey that through the questions that they ask at the hearing and through the comments that they make. And listening is equally important in that regard, and I've tried to convey and tried to emulate those qualities in my work in the past year and a half that I've served as a magistrate judge in the District of Maryland.
Let me ask Mr. Haji, since your selection is for a little different position of responsibility, you've had a lot of experience working on government contract matters, having served as a lawyer in the U.S. Navy for more than 10 years. You've worked on a range of issues, bid protests, contract claims, contract performance issues. How have these experiences, do you believe, prepared you to serve on the Court of Claims?
Chairman Durbin, I think that the breadth of my experience, as you've described, is with the Navy doing government contract law matters. A big part of the docket of the Court of Federal Claims is government contract law matters. The court hears claims against the United States for monetary relief, and I've had a lot of experience working on claims against the United States for monetary relief in the course of doing government contract law work.
Thank you. Senator Graham?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think this is a good example of how the committee can work, and